Can Kaelar survive the dark trials and unlock the power of the Sky Key, or will his quest end in shadow? Don't miss out on the best. Subscribe now to my YouTube channel and join this amazing community. Every week, new adventures, tips, and much more await you. Hit the subscribe button and activate the bell to stay always up to date. On a dark, mist-laden night in the heart of the decaying empire of Teridax, a hooded sorcerer named Kaelar treads a narrow path toward the Cave of Whispers, a forbidden and feared place among the locals. The air is heavy, thick with ancient, dark magic, and the full moon barely manages to pierce the dense clouds covering the sky. Kaelar has come in search of answers that only a forgotten entity can offer him, the Oracle of Shadows. His heart beats strongly as he advances into the gloom, feeling the weight of the prophecy that has tormented him for years. As he enters the cave, a whisper slices through the silence, and words etched on the walls warn him of the price of his quest. With each step, the atmosphere grows more oppressive until a spectral figure materializes before him, shedding its ancestral silence. The Oracle, with a harsh, deep voice, reveals fragments of a grim destiny, mentioning a Sky Key and a Thorn of Eternity. Each word leaves an indelible mark on Kaelar, a reminder of the danger he faces. A vision of a ruined city and a fallen mage appears before his eyes, showing him the disasters that could unfold if the key falls into the wrong hands. Though shaken, Kaelar understands that his mission will take him down paths few mortals have walked, and that the line between salvation and destruction is thinner than he ever imagined. Guided by the Oracle's vision, Kaelar embarks on a journey to the ruins of Erevania, an ancient city now lying beneath the murky waters of an enchanted lake. Legend has it that Erevania was once a center of arcane wisdom, home to sages and mages who sought the secrets of the universe. But one day, in a failed ritual to attain immortality, the city was doomed to sink, taking all its inhabitants with it. The waters that cover it are dark, inert, and those who try to cross them are often lost forever in their depths. Kaelar, however, is determined, knowing that an essential object for his mission lies in Erevania, the Crystal of Time. Kaelar ventures into the haunted waters, protected by an amulet that emits a faint blue glow, repelling the shadows that cling to his skin. His descent is slow, surrounded by spectral figures who watch him with empty eyes, faces disfigured by the passage of time and tragedy. Upon reaching the bottom, before the gates of what was once the great temple of Erevania, the sorcerer feels a powerful presence, an energy emanating from the crystal he seeks. However, the temple is guarded by the spirits of ancient priests who will not allow him to take the crystal without a test. Kaelar, holding his breath, prepares to face the shadows of the past, knowing that his skill and endurance will be tested like never before. As Kaelar delves into the Temple of Erevania, the shadows that surround the hallways come alive, taking the forms of the ancient inhabitants who died defending their city. Each of them retains fragments of distorted memories, pieces of tortured souls who haunt him with looks of distrust and hatred. Kaelar knows that any misstep could trap him in an endless illusion, a prison built by his own fears. Focusing, he begins to murmur an ancient protection spell, an invisible barrier that, although weak, keeps him safe from the icy touch of the shadows. His steps lead him to the central chamber, where the Crystal of Time floats on a pedestal surrounded by arcane inscriptions describing its power and warnings of its use. Before he can take the crystal, a spectral figure emerges before him. It is the spirit of the High Priest of Erevania, a dark, majestic presence that demands a test of purity and purpose. The spirit speaks to him of sacrifices, of a price Kaelar must pay if he wishes to continue his mission. Under the priest's penetrating gaze, Kaelar faces his own reflection and glimpses his deepest desires and hidden fears. In an eternal instant, he feels the weight of all the decisions that have led him to this moment. At last, his hands, trembling but resolute, reach for the crystal. A flash of energy envelopes him, and suddenly he finds himself back on the surface, with the crystal of time in his possession and a new burden on his soul. With the crystal of time in his possession, Kaelar heads for the Forest of Hëldra, a place known for its twisted trees and wandering lights that deceive travelers, leading them into endless mazes. This forest is home to a legendary figure, the Lady of Roots, a sorceress with ancient powers who guards secrets from past eras and holds knowledge of paths to unknown lands. Kaelar knows that without this mysterious entity's help, he will not complete his mission, for the lady knows the way to the Tower of Aëran, where the Sky Key is hidden. However, the lady is capricious, and her alliances are always filled with perilous conditions. Upon reaching the clearing where the lady resides, Kaelar sees a slender figure with bark-like skin and green fire eyes that glow with a mixture of wisdom and disdain. The lady listens to his request, but before assisting, she demands a pact, a piece of his life essence in exchange for the information he seeks. Kaelar, aware that such a high price could cost him more than his life, agrees, trusting that the crystal of time will grant him some advantage in the future. The lady, with a slow, calculating gesture, touches Kaelar's forehead, absorbing a fragment of his energy. Afterward, she reveals the path to the tower, a hidden passage through the folds of time that only someone marked by her essence can cross. Exhausted but determined, Kaelar enters the forest's darkness, feeling each step bringing him closer to his destiny and imminent danger. After days of travel, Kaelar arrives at the foot of the towering Aëran Tower, an ancient structure reaching toward the sky, surrounded by an aura of mystery and decay. The tower seems alive, for the stones in its walls whisper words in an arcane language, and a heavy energy permeates the air. Kaelar knows that the Sky Key lies somewhere high in this fortress, guarded by curses and creatures that have protected it for eons. Each step he climbs immerses him in denser darkness and a silence that feels alive, pulsing as if the tower itself were watching and judging him. As he advances, Kaelar faces illusory trials that play with his mind, making him question his purpose and showing him grim futures where he fails. In one of the highest chambers, he finds the Sky Key, floating in a halo of spectral light. However, when he reaches out to take it, a hooded figure appears before him, an ethereal guardian demanding his final will before allowing him to proceed. Kaelar, exhausted but resolute, reveals his purpose, and the guardian, satisfied, vanishes in a burst of ashes. With the key in his possession, Kaelar descends the tower, knowing that his next destination will take him to the edges of existence. With the Sky Key and the Crystal of Time, Kaelar heads for the threshold of the void, an infinite desert where reality and emptiness intertwine, distorting time and space. Few who venture here ever return, trapped in an eternal limbo where souls are lost in nothingness. To cross this region, Kaelar must use the Crystal of Time, which allows him to open a safe temporal path. However, using the crystal causes him severe mental and physical exhaustion, as each second in the void is a battle against his perception of reality. As he advances, Kaelar encounters visions of his memories, distorted and cruel, as if the void wanted to break his spirit. But, summoning all his strength, he continues, guided by a faint light emitted by the Sky Key. Finally, on the brink of exhaustion, he reaches the end of the threshold and glimpses a doorway carved into rock. This is the entrance to the Crypt of the Ancients, where it's believed the Thorn of Eternity, the last item he needs for his mission, lies. Entering the Crypt of the Ancients, Kaelar feels a pressure on his chest as if an invisible hand were trying to crush his life. The crypt is a labyrinth of tunnels and catacombs where the remains of ancient wizards who once ruled the world rest. These wizards, fearful of death, imbued their souls in their sarcophagi, and now their spirits inhabit the place, awaiting those who dare disturb their rest. Kaelar feels their eyes on him from the shadows, judging him as he advances, searching for the Thorn of Eternity. In the crypt's central chamber, a pedestal holds the thorn, a black dagger that seems to absorb all light around it. When Kaelar tries to take it, the shadows of the ancients manifest, surrounding him and demanding he pay with his life for daring to take their most sacred treasure. Surrounded and with no escape, Kaelar uses the Crystal of Time to temporarily freeze the shadows. Taking advantage of this brief reprieve, he seizes the thorn and runs for the exit, knowing that the shadows will soon pursue him, hungry for vengeance. Upon returning to the Forest of Hëldra, Kaelar senses something is wrong. The tree branches seem to stretch toward him as if trying to trap him. Upon reaching the Lady of Root's clearing, he discovers she has been waiting for him, and not with friendly intentions. The lady, revealing her true nature, demands the Sky Key, intending to use its power to disrupt the balance between the world of the living and the dead. Kaelar refuses, and a magical battle erupts between them, a struggle of wills and dark powers. Kaelar, weakened by his journey and sacrifices, appears to be at a disadvantage. However, with desperate cunning, he uses the Thorn of Eternity to seal the lady's power, trapping her in a spell she taught him. Exhausted and wounded, Kaelar leaves the forest, leaving the lady trapped in her own roots, unable to escape her prison of bark and shadows. Kaelar's journey finally brings him to the Altar of Darkness, a hidden place where the powers of the artifacts can be fused to create a source of energy capable of changing the world's fate. Surrounded by faceless statues, Kaelar places the Sky Key and the Thorn of Eternity on the altar, preparing for the final ritual. However, an ancient, malevolent presence manifests, a shadow crawling from the altar's depths, speaking to him in a blood-chilling whisper. The entity, calling itself Aëran, offers him unimaginable power if he chooses to give it the artifacts instead of fulfilling his original mission. Kaelar faces a difficult decision. Tempted by Aëran's promise, but aware of the dangers, he opts to reject the offer and completes the ritual. The statues around the altar come alive for a moment, as witnesses to his resolve. The energy released by the ritual creates a wave of light that purges the shadows surrounding him, but Kaelar is left completely exhausted, feeling he has sacrificed more than just his strength. With his mission accomplished and the artifacts destroyed forever, Kaelar returns to the lands of Teridax as a changed man, marked by the horrors and sacrifices of his journey. The price he has paid is visible in his countenance, his withered skin, and his eyes, now dull, gazing distrustfully at the world he once defended. Though he has saved the world from imminent catastrophe, Kaelar does not feel like a hero, but a shadow of what he once was. The people of Teridax watch him from afar, unable to comprehend the weight of his experience and the invisible scars he carries. Retired in his solitary tower, Kaelar meditates on the void his mission has left in his life. Dark thoughts consume him, and a deep restlessness overtakes him, for he feels that the secrets he has uncovered have changed him forever. Though his mission is over, Kaelar knows that the price of wisdom is solitude, and he resigns himself to watch from the shadows, transformed into a silent, eternal guardian of the world's secrets. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and comment.